Hey, Forrest here. Nothing like getting paid. And with ICCU's mobile app, I can deposit checks or accept Zelle payments so the money hits my account fast. I just wish there was an app for mowing the rest of these lawns.
Right now, Lithia Ford of Boise is buying used vehicles. How much you want for the SUV?
I don't know.
Well, Lithia Ford will give you more than that.
How much more?
More than you think.
I'm not thinking anything.
I'm thinking you might get even more than that. See how much more you can get at Lithia Ford of Boise.
When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. RowPaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
It's time for the Lithia Ford of Boise Postgame Show from Bronco Nation News. We're breaking down the game with highlights, interviews, analysis, and most importantly, you. Give your thoughts on the game in the YouTube chat or Facebook comments, and we'll include the best ones on the show. Check out LithiaFordBoise.com to view their full inventory of vehicles, or check them out at 8853 West Fairview in Boise. Now let's head out and join BJ Rains for the Lithia Ford of Boise post-game show from Bronco Nation News.
All right, Bronco Nation. Boise State drops to 0-1 in Mountain West Conference play, 74-72 after a crazy game, really. Get your comments in. Not much content to play on this game. We have a couple minute-and-a-half long interviews, no highlights because I was the only one here tonight and on the baseline with some kids in my way, so wasn't really able to get a good angle of any of the highlights down the stretch there. But yeah, get your comments in. Obviously, a tough loss for the Broncos. 4 players combined for 67 of the 72 total points for Boise State. That would actually be 67 out of 70 if Pavle does not make that basket down the stretch there in the final minute. So not many points coming from the bench. Not Najee Smith actually was pretty damn good, but career high for Najee, 22 points for Shaver Jr. in his return. Big buckets down the stretch. Really nothing looked different from Shaver in conference play. That's for sure. There's no question about that. Buzo with a pretty silent double-double, 15 points, 11 boards. Degenhardt as well, 10 points, 2 of 3 from deep. So some promising signs from behind the arc there for Degenhardt. And so, yeah, I mean, that down the stretch there, you have Shaver make a basket with about 45 seconds left. Blackshear, the current man of the hour, probably the man of the next couple days and weeks for Nevada. And he rebuttals back at the 37-second mark. Pavle with a go-ahead basket to take the lead back, and then Blackshear puts it away with a couple seconds left, and Boise State is unable to convert and win the game. So we'll get to some interviews in a second here. I want to thank some of our sponsors in a minute here as well, but get your thoughts in with this kind of show with a loss like this. It's more of a place for Bronco Nation event, and I can answer whatever questions you have and read whatever comments you have and thoughts. So keep those coming in. But let's get to some sponsors and get some of those. Read some of those while we have the opportunity to do so. We are at the Lawler Event Center in Reno, broadcasting from the Cutwater Can Cocktail Studios. Numerous different flavors found at gas stations. I really like the pina colada. Love the Long Island. I know BJ likes the Long Island as well. I want to thank RowPaint.com. They're one of our big sponsors, and they really help us out a lot. Andy Rowe is a great guy, and they're always looking to improve people's homes. So that's always a big one. Lithia Ford, the sponsor of our postgame show, and putting us on the road here. So I want to thank Lithia Ford of Boise for that. They have their all-wheel drive event still going on. Idaho Central Credit Union, really easy banking. Once you get into the bank and sign up, you really don't have to go again. And BJ says he's only had to go once, and that was for the sign up. So that's always big. We'll get this post-game show graphic back on the screen. And let's read some of the comments here. Let's see. Yeah, so frustrating to end the game. Feel bad for Pavle on that last possession. Felt like someone should have rotated over and gave help side D, but didn't get it. Yeah, I wasn't able to see the replay until after interviews. So I asked Leon if that was a mismatch or if he just let him blow by. And it looked like Milner did have an opportunity to step up, but I don't necessarily give Pavle a pass there. I think knowing it's the final possession, I get you made a huge basket, but definitely slapping the floor and D'ing up is the move there. Ref should make better calls, especially the review of the out of bounds. Yeah, they didn't really show anything on the big screen of that stuff. And like I mentioned earlier, I had some kids blocking my view. A lot of the times it was anything to the right side of the court. I was on the baseline that Boise State was shooting on for the second half. I couldn't really see much. So I had a very obstructed view there. No complaints about the seats, but just wasn't able to necessarily see everything. Let's see. It also looked like we were anticipating a screen on the ball to have Rice switch on to Blackshear when he didn't take the screen. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to look back a couple more times and really analyze that. But let's hear Leon Rice, and keep in mind, after a loss like this, they were sure they wanted to get out of there. So it not much. Asked whatever I could. So here's Leon Rice after the game.
Not the way you wanted to finish it. Walk me through the final couple possessions and Blackshear. What do you think about Blackshear's shot?
Yeah, it was a good play.
And Pavle obviously makes the clutch basket and it gives up the basket on defense. Was that just a mismatch, or was it just not getting back in time?
He just went by him and made a tough play.
Two guys foul out. Pretty uncharacteristic of that.
Yeah, we haven't had that happen this year.
Obviously, 3 teams losing the Mountain West on the road. Just a tough game. Moving forward, anything?
No, we'll respond the right way. It's tough to win on the road in the Mountain West. You have to overcome a lot.
A couple of big home games coming up. How big are those? And obviously, what momentum can you bring moving in from this game to those games?
Well, we got to go back, regroup, and I think it'll help to get Shave some practices under his belt.
Shaver, a big return, definitely clutched up when it mattered. Obviously not necessarily the outcome you wanted, but what did it mean to have him back with the team?
He's a good player.
Naj Gurai, what did it mean for him to have that tonight?
Naj was terrific. He made a lot of great plays. So I was proud of our guys the way we battled the second half. Thanks, appreciate it.
And that was Leon Rice. So definitely short interview, not much you can do. It's a tough situation losing a game like that. I mean, they were up 5 points, 4 points, and let it slip away. So that's never one that feels good, and I'm sure it's going to sting for them for a little while. We're going to hear from Najee Smith in a second as well, but keep on. I know it's not the viewership isn't always as high after a loss, but keep those comments coming in. Let's see. Ask him why he had his worst defender in the game and gave no help defense. Yeah, I mean that defender made the shot right before, so not, like I said, not a pass, but I guess if he's not on the court, he doesn't necessarily make that bucket. So I get it. It's there. I'm sure there's a ton of different things that could have happened, and I'm sure they'll analyze that in the film room. There's so many different scenarios in basketball that you can look at, but just an amazing game from Blackshear. He was outstanding. 20 points, 7 from 12 from the field, 6 for 7 from the line. That definitely counted down the stretch. And I didn't get to ask Leon a question about that final possession with Buzo and eventually leading to that, I believe it was the travel call. Wasn't able to ask him. He definitely cut it short. So we're going to hear from Najee Smith right now. I'll play what he had to say after the game.
Obviously not the way you guys wanted to end it. I feel like you guys brought in good things, clutch shots, obviously career night for you. What did you bring out of this game besides obviously?
We definitely realized that It was a big learning curve for us just because you got to learn that other guys need to be ready and be able to step up. You know, me and Tyson both fouled out, definitely hurt us. So we just got to be able to have next man up and then get productivity out of there. So it was just kind of a lesson for us to let everybody know we're going to need you and you need to be ready to play.
And obviously pretty uncharacteristic for you to foul out. Do you feel like there's any fouls where you maybe could have let up or anything where maybe it should have not been?
You know, at the end of the game, it's a game and it's out of my control. So I just got to do my best to control my emotions and kind of just learn how to play with the refs.
You mentioned obviously guys stepping up. Pavle, a big basket to I guess take the lead there. What did that mean to show moving?
Definitely, he's a great player and he's been waiting for his time. So I was excited for him that he got the opportunity to show it.
Shaver Jr. obviously back. Hit some very clutch shots for you guys. What does he mean to your team?
These means exactly everything he meant last year. You know, he's kind of the engine that could. We rely on him so much, and he definitely steps up big time for us.
And a big 2-game homestand coming up. What do you guys? What can you take out of this game that maybe?
We just need to come out stronger and be ready to play.
And that was Najee Smith after the game. Let's see, Cody. He was left in for defense off the time. Yeah, that's true. Nobody helped him in the final defensive play of the game. Yeah, Milner could have stepped up. Potentially, someone said Rice could have stepped up as well. Was any explanation of the obvious out of bounds missed call? No, nothing given, and nothing was shown on the screen either. So I have to definitely look back at that. It was tough to see a lot of the stuff tonight, but just a moving to 0-1. The 2022 Mountain West champions start 0-1 in 2022, but the 2023 season. So definitely opportunities to bounce back. Like the Mountain West is not easy to win on the road. There's 3 teams that lost tonight, and I believe Wyoming was losing to Fresno tonight as well. I will check that right now. Yeah, I'm not able to find it this quick, but yeah, I saw Wyoming was losing as well, and it's really hard. And Leon said that it's tough, and we actually wrote a story about it last year that how hard it is with the different elevations and the different unique venues. This is Lawler Event Center. It was my first time here, and definitely it was pretty loud. The fans were engaged. I wasn't expecting the biggest crowd in the world. I thought that, and it wasn't the biggest crowd in the world, but they made a huge impact, similar to a lot of Boise State fans at when they don't necessarily pack Extra Mile, but the ones that show up were definitely engaged in the game and played really well, or definitely made an impact on the game. We're going to read some ads here. Ridley's Family Markets. Drove through Winnemucca today and saw one of their locations in Nevada. I know BJ likes to shop at the Cuno location, occasionally at the Star one, but locations all around the valley. Ridley's Family Markets. They have a great app now, and you can save a lot there. So the Blue and Orange store at the Boise Town Square Mall, they have not only Boise State apparel, but also for all sports. So they have NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB, anything you really want, they can find. And they also do free shipping. I believe it's over $40. Fact check me if I'm wrong, but yeah, over $40 free shipping. So if you don't want to go to the mall, you can still order what you want online and get it to your house pretty quickly. Matt Bauscher Real Estate. He's one of our contributors to Bronco Nation News, a weekly show with Matt Bauscher. He's also going to be on our getaway trip to Las Vegas for the basketball game on January 11th. So that should be fun with Matt, and we really appreciate his support. Timberstone Golf. It's maybe not the best weather right now, but I know yesterday it actually wasn't too bad out. It was about 50 degrees, and it's probably too wet with the snow melting, but overall Timberstone is a great course, and during the summer that's one of my favorite courses to go to. It's everyone says it's a little bit too far out. Well, I disagree. I think it's great to go out there and get out into the nature a little bit. And let's see, we'll get to your comments in a second here. Hey, Colin, where's BJ? He is at the Kansas game. He was able to go see his family, and I think they're moving back to Boise as well. So he was moving his kids, not just a vacation for him, but he was able to go see the Kansas game tonight. And I know it was a thriller. I think triple overtime. I didn't get to see the final, I guess, score, but I know that Arkansas did end up winning. So sorry to BJ for that. But yeah, a tough game for the Broncos. We'll probably wrap it up here pretty quickly just because there isn't much to play and it doesn't look like we're getting too many comments in. But if you have any last questions, get those in the final minute or two, and I can answer those. And just a big set of games moving forward for Boise State. We'll go to their schedule here. San Jose State, January 3rd. So you have a little bit of a break before that game, but San Jose State just beat UNLV, so they're not the traditional San Jose State that we're used to seeing, projected to lose the Mountain West, or be last place each year. And then it doesn't get easier. You host Utah State. So January 7th, on that Saturday, they'll host Utah State, and a couple really big games before heading out on the road against UNLV and Wyoming. So the Mountain West is stacked this year. It's really not easy at all. Every game is going to be tough, but sometimes that is almost not a better thing, but there's always going to be opportunities to beat a team. So whether you drop one now and gain a couple later, there's always room for that, and you just got to protect home court in this conference. But I think that's going to wrap it up here. Really appreciate everyone tuning in for both the pregame and postgame show, brought to you by Lithia Ford of Boise. Last ditch effort to sign up as a subscriber. If you want to get in that contest to fly in the private jet, make sure you do it before New Year's. So December 31st before midnight, you gotta sign up, and because that's when the cutoff is. So make sure you do that if you want to get the latest breaking news and updates. And we're at every home and basketball games, or home football and basketball game and away. So really appreciate everyone's support, all our sponsors, viewers, and everyone that tuned in. Thanks so much. This has been the Lithia Ford of Boise postgame show. Bronco Nation News, BroncoNationNews.com.